change. How does that affect kind of the mentality of the team?
I know that
forward?
question was coming up today. Well, I think the one thing is he's he's got to get the distractions out of the way first of all, and get the team focused back on what's at hand, and that's coming to play West Virginia. He's going to get his leaders together and get across his message with the purpose and what they're trying to accomplish, and because you don't want the distractions. It's over with. It's time to move on. It's really your football team, guys. It's up to you to go from there.
Sometimes you do get an emotional lift off that, but that can only last so long. I mean, do you expect maybe a bit of an edge from them coming out that they haven't had in previous games?
Yeah, you would think that. Coach Bowen, he's been there. He's a Kansas guy. He's played there. He's been a part of the system, okay? And I'm sure he's going to talk about the great pride in Kansas football and what it means to a lot of different people. And they'll certainly have come in here with an edge. You just have to expect that.
Going up against a guy like Kozar, too, what kind of challenges does he present?
Well, I think the thing with him, he's such a great athlete. He runs around, he makes plays, he can do a lot of different things. That's certainly a big concern of ours, making sure that we try to keep him under check a little bit. He's kind of dangerous when he gets outside the pocket. He can do a lot of different things with his feet. They run the option, they throw the ball, and that creates a lot of problems for your down guys because you have to play, once again, very assignment football.
Dana also mentioned that there's been a focus on just improving on sacks over the bye week. What exactly have you all been working on?
Well, we're just working on technique and trying to get better at doing the little things. And we've missed opportunities to have sacks. And you don't get that many opportunities. When you do, you have to finish. And that's been our mantra around here, about finishing. Since I got here in the spring, that's all we've talked about. We've had our chances to finish. We haven't got it done, and once again, it's always little things. It's not the big things; it's the little things.
You referenced last year's game much, not so much in terms of execution, but maybe just in terms of what can happen mentally.
Yeah, we did watch it. We watched the game. Obviously, we're a little different scheme than we were last year, but we did watch it. We evaluate personnel, we evaluate tendencies, and go from there. We put it into our scouting report, and how much validity we're going to put on everything they did last year compared to this year, because we're a little bit different defensively. Basically, we looked at it for the personnel.
What do you reference it all as a tool for just preparation mentally? Just make sure you don't let this team come in and stick around.
Well, I think last year we got people, it was 31-7, I think, in the game, and didn't play a very good football game. And we're a different team this year. They're a different team. It's all different. We're all different. So we're just excited to play. It's another chance to go out and play football.
Coach, what did you learn from the Oklahoma tape?
I think I learned that, the one thing, you got to play the whole game. We had our opportunities to do some good things. We didn't do it. We missed tackles. We had our chance to, maybe hold them to field goals. And we gave them touchdowns. And if we're going to be good defensively, and when they do get into that red zone, we've got to hold them to field goals and not give up the touchdowns. And they are going to beat you on plays. And like I tell people, they practice too. It's not like we're the only ones that practice. They practice too. They've got great athletes. But when we have an opportunity to make a tackle and get off that field, we've got to be able to do it.
Coach Gibson had mentioned how you have to be cautious with pressure because Kozart might very well throw better on the run than he does in the pocket. That seems counterintuitive. What makes some guys better able to throw as opposed to being able to set their feet and deliver the ball?
Well, that's the one thing about him that scares you is, sometimes when you decide to go after a quarterback and you decide to pressure, you get up, you always are worried about what he does if he gets outside the pocket, and he's such a good athlete. So once again, we're gonna do what we do, but you got to just make sure you know where he is at all times and know where his escape lane is, and because we're not the defensive line guys really aren't going to be able to run him down when he gets out of there. So you do question some of the coverage you're going to play and what you want to play on certain downs, and once again, because they have the option, that's another thing that bothers you, because you always have to be conscious of, okay, who has quarterback, who has pitch.
But if a player is able to throw better on the run than in the pocket, is it just he doesn't set his feet? Is it footwork?
Well, right now what they've been doing with him, they've had some changes in their offensive line. To be fair, they've had some injuries. Guys have been out, they haven't been healthy, so they've had a couple breakdowns in their offensive line, which forced him out. I'm sure they would like him to stay in there and throw, but the one thing about him, he's comfortable doing it on the run, and so it's just something you have to you live live with. I mean, we don't want him to get comfortable in the pocket, but then again, we don't want him running all over the place.
Coach, the bye week